to the final edition of the Wrestling is Theaters podcast. I mean, the final means 10th, final, whatever, in these 10 long episode series. Welcome to the Wrestling is Theaters final 10th. Anyways, so this is going to be a long one, folks, so buff in and right in to talk about professional wrestling stuff and what's going on nowadays, But no, we're not. We already discussed so much stuff about it. We're now here to discuss what we're, doing in pro wrestling now. We're doing invasions, you could say. More like guest invites and partnerships with wrestling companies. Let's get into that. Also, we're going to discuss Forbidden Door and Clash of the Castle, which we didn't really, but and probably Money in the Bank too in it. So we're gonna kick it off with AEW's Forbidden Door, which my ad again was really weak. The stuff that I saw in it was fun enough, but the build up really didn't do well. Like, I did like enough of it. I was like, it's great. It's not really that great. Okay. I knew the storyline with Moxley, not Hiroshi Tanahashi. No, it's not Hiroshi Tanahashi. It was Tetsuya Naito. Sorry, Tetsuya Naito and Jon Moxley. His storyline, I knew about most of it, but it was like, no, it's not the best thing. In general, the main event that delivered on a shelf of, I don't know, some great books of all time. It was that delivered like the greatest meal I've ever seen. That was incredible. This is like, it put Swerve on the map. It made, because I had this problem with Swerve. He didn't feel like the guy. Because he was getting overshadowed by the main storyline was the Bucks, the EVPs, and Kazuchika Okada, Jack Perry, and where the Tony Khan stuff is going on, and Christopher Daniels is looking like a Adam Pearce wannabe. But anyways, so there was like a huge problem with that, like people would say, yeah, shit was bad on that part, but there was a big problem with that, and to its core, it's not well understandable what's the really problem, but it, people understood it well after that match, and like what was wrong with Swerve's reign and why he didn't feel like a champion. Didn't go well on it, does it? Swerve Strickland as a champion is not the best, but he really delivered for that main event. Again, Forbidden Door, this main event was a classic. It was a classic sports bout. It was a classic storytelling bout. It was both hands and hands, and it blended in so well. Like, for example, in sports, you think about it, I don't know, like, I don't know, like a soccer star or something, like Mbappe, whatever the heck, and, Holland going head to head, whatever. It's like the current generation's top stars, whatever. And I don't know, LeBron or Stephen Curry going head to head, maybe you could, you could say that in so many aspects, like, okay. Anyways, it's a really interesting world for wrestling, and again, Forbidden Door was just an icing on the cake of that beta event. Was again it really delivered on all cylinders. I didn't expect it to be that good. It was that good. And Swerve Strickland, man, is a hell of a champion. Outstanding champion, great champion, one of the greatest of all time. And if he has a aura about him that really blends in and works more than ever now. And whatever the stuff happened in Blood and Guts, so what the heck that was later on, but like for Strickland, he got he feels like a legit deal, and I just can't wait to see his match with Bryan Danielson at All In. That's gonna be a masterpiece too. But dude, again, that match, it puts Swerve on the map for me because that's where okay, this is this guy who was being overshadowed by the EVPs and Okada and Tony Khan himself, and Jack Perry, and that storyline, whenever that's going on. Okay, how do we get a guy who's being overshadowed? How do we get him? How do we make him more, great? How do we put him on the map? How we put him in the main event. All right, okay. I did not go into this. I was really doubting. I was like, okay, I'm not really into Swerve and Ospreay. They're really pushing Ospreay right to the moon right away. I get it, but so I was like, okay, that's gonna be the end of Swerve's reign probably because Ospreay is not getting any losses. All right, it was down to it was a nail biting finish. It was like this, and it put against Swerve on the map in my opinion. Great main event. Really, so I would say safe for a bit more for me. Clash of the Castle, and probably a star match, I will say. Star rankings are summer break kind of hardly. Anyways, location stuff. Star rankings or anyways, we're not talking about those, but yeah, pretty high up there. I would give it a 7-star match. Like it was really up there. Cody and then Clash of the Castle. What a show, man. Drew McIntyre getting screwed by Punk, obviously. Didn't talk about it, but I'm talking about it now. And then Piper Niven getting an ovation from the crowd, having a technical beauty of a match with Bailey. Technical aspect of wrestling really both well. That match is really good. Piper Niven and Bailey. And then Isla Dawn and Alba Fire getting the moment from the crowd. And again, Triple H said it's had nothing to do with the passing of Alba Fire's mother. I don't know who was it really. I think it was her mother, right? Yeah, it was like they richly deserve it, and you could tell because they're building them for a while. And Cody and AJ, God, we gotta talk about that. Holy shit, bro! Blood was used so well in that match. I could imagine Cody and AJ chairs to the headshot chairs. This match was actually a really well done IQUID match. And it really, but again, the ending, people were like, okay, the ending is kind of stupid. I mean, AJ Styles felt a little bitch. Like how everybody felt like when they said I quit and the overzealous babyface says I quit all the time. But, we had a match with Edge and Balor. So, I'm not the type of Edge, but it's, yeah. Great, Clash of the Castle. Everyone's to build the money when Seth Rollins comes out. And we obviously have the debut of, the Wyatt Six and stuff. We have the build to Money in the Bank. And my lord, that build was also really fun and really good. Some good stuff over there. The set that Damon Priest saga really well blended in. And then Money in the Bank itself. What a show. Banger of ladder matches. Beautiful. Such good. Toronto was rocked out. Sami Zayn getting a little heat for being, beating Braun Breaker, which I was actually shocked. I was like, I would listen, and people would really challenge this take here, like Sami Zayn, Sami Zayn should have not beaten, what's the name? Yeah, Braun Breaker, Braun Steiner, should have not beaten him. and he beat him. I feel like it's not the best thing, to do, but it didn't really devalue Braun Breaker. He's still this top star in Raw that he is. But even I was there for some, I was like, no, this is not a great decision, man. I would say it's like, okay, interesting, all right. I was like, God, Braun Breaker's got to spear Sammy in half, but the story they were trying to tell, Sammy saying can prove all the doubters wrong. When he's the underdog, people think he's the underdog in the fight. He's gonna be the top dog. That's the story they were telling that match, and they told it perfectly. But people had their doubts. Were like, Braun Breaker should have won that match. People were like, this was the right time to just put the championship on him. And yeah, you could say that, but this kind of, if you think about it, kind of elevated Sammy at the level. He is now, and more than ever, is like, he feels like a top contender, a top guy. Really, he does. He is like an Mount Rushmore of stuff. I would say so, but I won't say that. He's on the Mount Rushmore, but he feels like the top guy. He feels like, the guy who is doing a lot of great stuff in his career and figuring out what the fuck to do, Well, that's what really Sami Zayn is. He feels like that guy. And speaking of Jey Uso too, he thought he was gonna win Money in the Bank. And that's the story we gotta discuss here right now. We thought Jey Uso was gonna win the Money in the Bank. Nope, he didn't. Shocking. Everybody predicted that it's gonna be main event Jey Uso. It was Drew freaking McIntyre who qualifying for it, actually. And that match itself was a flicking banger, man. And then Drew won. And as I said about Clash of Castle, Punk screwed him. So Punk screwed him with Clash of Castle as a referee. He came in. Drew Dogs, the referee was out, so the referee came in, and then I don't know. A lot of people said that they were like shocked that she was actually Punk. Like that was like I saw the look back here. I was like, CM Punk, and I could see the movement where the camera moved. I was like, oh fuck, Punk screwed him again, and he screwed that son of a bitch so many times, and like DM Punk got screwed crazy, guys. Punk, and then again, Money in the Bank. Drew wins, and Punk interferes again, where Seth and Damien Priest are having their match, and the stakes are high on that match. Seth wins, Damien Priest loses, Damien Priest wins. Seth never challenges him again, and well, that really played it in well because Drew McIntyre cashed in, and CM Punk screwed him in the Money in the Bank. It's a controversial one here because, people were really upset about this one right here. The Money in the Bank has been just wasted. The men's one has just gone to trash. This was a controversial decision. This should not happen. This should have not happened. The Money in the Bank winner should have not just lost the briefcase again, like how Austin Theory had lost it in a stupid way. And yeah, I could say, why would he cash in from the freaking United States Championship? I get it, making that hell or it's stupid. Moving on. And then, in the women's match also, Tiffany Stratton. The women's match was actually more chaotic and I think more crazy and had just absolutely insane stuff in it. Like, it was fucking awesome. The show was itself just top, bottom, merely a freaking classic, I would say. And then obviously the main event, which was actually kind of a weird main event. Just a 6-minute main event. Cody and RKO, say KO means Randy Orton and Kevin Owens, whatever. I also blah blah in the new block. Yeah, and then Solo ended up winning that. So, and pinning Cody really puts him on the map there, man. Alright, I talked about pay-per-views that we missed about maybe for a while. Alright, let's get into some real Forbidden Door stuff. Drew McIntyre. Sorry, Drew McIntyre. Yeah, AEW and New Japan are doing their thing. But what's going on with WWE? WWE is having Io Shirai, Io Sky sent over to Noah as well, I think. But another wrestling company, I don't know what. And again, GCW. Yeah, so Noah, wherever company in Japan, is where, Io Sky is wrestling, and I wrestler, I don't know her name too well. Maybe it's shit, like, talking about it. I could, Io Sky is like wrestling somebody. If she's wrestling somebody. Yeah, like she's wrestling. Yeah. Yeah, I think, it's a match from Noah, Pro Wrestling Noah. She's wrestling somebody in Pro Wrestling Noah, probably. You know? Yes, it's an interesting scenario, what's going on nowadays, but, like with the surrender, she's wrestling somebody. Yeah, her name is Utami Hayashita, whatever. Utami Hayashita, that's what try to face in Japan. I think it's for Noah. I might be wrong, maybe it's for New Japan World. The name was AJ Styles wrestling on the wrestlers from the Pro Wrestling Noah as well. It's probably a really fantastic scenario going on. AJ Styles is wrestling too. Like from, I think, Pro Wrestling Noah again. Yeah, he's wrestling in Pro Wrestling Noah. Yeah, I believe he wrestled him just to AJ Styles wrestled, Lamochi Marafuji. That Naomichi Marafuji. So he doesn't Naomi Marafuji. He's a great wrestler for Pro Wrestling though. The what I'm gonna talk about again is that, what's going on again in the wrestling world today. They combine the styles, the blending in with Japan and now, and we're getting into the main topic and we'll get to it. So, yeah, and then obviously with Shayna Baszler, GCW, what's going on with Bloodsport, GCW, with Josh Barnett, and the relationship over there with WWE, where there's a lot like Shayna Baszler to wrestle for our goal, perform in Bloodsport, and it's a really fun time. Because again, with Vince, this was really quite a stifled environment. We don't know. There's no other place other than WWE in Vince's mind. What he thinks that there's no other place to wrestle really. Like this is the universe. This is the WWE universe that he created, of the WWF. This is our this is the globe. This is directly WWE's the globe. So in his mind, he does not even think about no one, New Japan or AEW, from even WCW. I would say he didn't care about it. Really, we just thought it existed. It really did. It kicked his ass for a while. But yeah, Vince McMahon, was very clear to stifle, man, and didn't really allow ideas, didn't really allow crossovers to happen from Japan to WWE. And it really, finished the situation of pro wrestling in general. Yeah, I would say, yeah, because we're seeing crossovers, TNA, New Japan, we're seeing crossovers with AEW in New Japan. We saw WCW and New Japan also coming into the also have the crossovers. But WWE, they were like this company that they just had their own bubble inside, and they were like, we're having our own bubble. It's called the Sports Entertainment Bubble that's been created up, and yeah, we're having no crossovers. So it's a very fun time to be alive, to watch this Triple H like WWE Paul of XWW, where you have so many crossovers and like talent. And a big crossover to talk about is like TNA and TNA and stars shown by the NXT and being big on NXT. TNA and WWE's partnership is getting better. TNA and NXT's partnership is already good, right? TNA again. God, what am I going to say about TNA? TNA is a fantastic company. Has really been on the map, put themselves on the map for a few years before. Yeah, but they're like, getting fame more and more, I would say, because of the WWE being involved with them. And I think this is going to really benefit TNA off really well. With AEW just left them to the shuffle, and like they just had their partnership. They weren't Kenny Omega on TNA. They were like, okay, Kenny Omega on TNA, got it, that's it. Kenny Omega won the championship, brought the title, presentation, but title, it was a cluster for the scenario, what happened, but the partnership that really didn't go well and what has been out with WWE. TNA is having a really good scenario. So the NXT and the pay-per-view that happened, I think it was called NXT Battleground. That pay-per-view really delivered on all cylinders too. That pay-per-view was good as hell. Like that pay-per-view had, or PLE, Premium Live Event, that was a fantastic show. It was one of the best films I've ever seen. Like, stage looked so good. It felt like a fight underground stage. And people were shot. And, people have this opinion to say, you know what, pro wrestling doesn't really work with, male, like, it doesn't work with, MMA shoot fights in it. Or whatever that, kind of a underground fight. Yeah, you could say that. You could say a lot of stuff like, yeah, it doesn't really work. But it worked really well. It was a fantastic call to think about that. Wow, pro wrestling can work under specific kind of circumstances. Oh, it does work. It really does. If you want to think it don't, it does actually. Anyway, so, and people have their opinions again. I'm not gonna judge people for that, what they think. But saying, oh my god, this is worse. This is what. Okay, I'll tell you right here. I saw SummerSlam in 2023. I saw the match between what's her name again? I don't know. Sorry, Ronda Rousey. Shayna Baszler. That shit was fucking boring. This shit. Crowd was fucking dead. Crowd didn't give a fuck about it. This shit. Alright, this shit was coke. This shit was hot. This shit was fun. This stuff was incredible. And golly, this shit was great. I loved it. I think it's overly criticized too much because of saying MMA and pro wrestling just can't work together. A shoot fight is like, oh, it's a fake fight. I get that, but it's like, I did like the unique aspects of it. It felt violent, it felt brutal, it felt kind of legit. But it's not really legit. A winner is determined in this. It's scripted. The winner is really determined that, it was predictable. And Lola Weiss was going to win probably, but it was unpredictable. It was like, yeah, it's the right thing to do to give the win to Lola Weiss. She's going to become a bigger star. And, like, literally, like, she got the moves. Like, it was a brutal bout. It's a brutal bout, I would say. Not a match. It was a brutal bout. The underground fight pit match was kind of like that. Without the freaking cage fight pit, not a freaking fight pit, but shit like that. Yeah. So, and then in general, other stuff on this was Alba Femi's match was really good. I think I would say Ethan Page kind of delivered really well. Now he's the freaking champion on Peachway, which was again a show I didn't really watch. I'm an off of it, man, so just chill out for a second. So the team has been stuff in a while, man. Okay. Yeah, Ethan Page match was really good. God, that match was good. And then we had another match. Like, yeah, I don't know what's her name. The new Jordan. No, I don't know what's her name. She won the championship. I thought. I don't know what's the other girl's name. I'm looking at her names right, but Lana Jordan, I think that's her name, and she won the title anyways. The North Women's Championship. And again, the main event. Roxanne. I don't think this was the main event though. I don't think we're wrong here. Roxanne Perez versus it was the legit main event though. You know, she's being this bratty character, and she's being this bratty girl, mean ass girl who's about girls like some, yeah, she's being this badass, she's trying to look really cool and being just she's being an asshole straight up, I would say. She's being a, like a fucking piece of crap person, like speak like not this. She's being a brat, speaking of like her bratty attitude and like Jordan Grace. She is like the crossover that we needed, and when you heard that music of her coming out of NXT, and you're like, okay, shit's about to go down around TNA NXT. And that stuff was really good too, where Jordan Grace and Roxanne Perez had their match. Good and unique of styles, and then you saw the return of Dana Brooke or Ash by Elegance from TNA to the WWE. She showed up finally. Things are going really well for TNA and WWE, I would say. And then it's just NXT, what's going on there. And then you got with what's I'm just really talking about yet. Joe Hendry, man, freaking Joe Hendry, the dude from I think April or March released a song last year, but this year it finally caught on, and the crowd loves him. He is a star. He is like his song is number one on iTunes. But the dude is paying $2,000 or something for like billboards or stuff. So it's a crazy time to be alive in pro wrestling, man. Joe Hendry, a freak of nature, freaking athlete, and my golly, Joe Hendry is like great. The stuff he's doing, and finally, the TNA stuff was really good, and finally he shows up in WWE. His popularity even before and got actually showing up in WWE, and that got some millions of views and probably a lot of views, and probably a lot of attention to it. But Joe Hendry was it's himself, like even before that. The stuff he's did in TNA is doing in TNA and still doing fantastic. Now he's at NXT. It's called his new home, and he's killing it over there. And my God, I'm so proud of this partnership. And this is really putting Joe Hendry on as top. And we're gonna discuss probably more stuff in the future about coming up. The next wrestling series card. This should go back to original schedule probably for the team and everything. But it's hard to talk about this stuff. But I'm just gonna I think Joe Hendry's killing it, man. NXT, what he's doing right now, and the stuff Joe Hendry's been cooking in, man. It's great. It's freaking Joe Hendry, the guy who just